Hey everyone, this is a slightly spur of the moment and a little bit unscheduled video for you guys because we had such a good question come up earlier in the group. I wanted to make sure that I address that right away. Actually, there's lots of good questions and they're all in the queue, so they're all coming up. Just stay tuned. But the question is, what is a metaphysical Christian anyway? And I think that's an excellent question. And let's take the time to define that a little bit. So let's focus on the Christian part first. Someone who prays, or if not prayed, is in conversation with spirit some of the time. Someone who relies on the example, a life, ministry, death, and resurrection of Jesus Christ. A metaphysical Christian may go to church or they may not, because I know a lot of you have been really, really burned by churches. And those of you who don't go to church, what I love about you so much is that you have not given up on God. And we know that God does not ever give up on us. So that is beautiful. And many of you do go to church and you find value and community in your communities of faith. And that's beautiful too. Almost everyone that's a metaphysical Christian finds that churches may not have all of the language that they need in order to explore their spirituality in all the ways they want. So traditional Christianity and conventional Christianity gives us lots of beautiful ways to explore our spiritual life, like prayer, like examples of witnesses who have gone before us, scripture, which gives us a lot of do's and don'ts. And I mean that in the broadest of all possible senses. Like we have a lot of good examples and a lot of bad examples in the Bible of ways to be. So those are some of the gifts of traditional Christianity. So I think metaphysical Christianity looks at the expansive world, the spiritual world, some of which classical Christianity doesn't really define. So primarily, I would say metaphysics and metaphysical Christians recognize that everything that is of God cannot be put in a box. And it definitely can't be put in the box that we call the church box, even though the church box has beautiful things to offer us. So this is not an either or, this is a both and. Metaphysical Christians recognize that spirit manifests itself in extraordinary ways. Some of those ways include energy work, looking at our energetic fields in our bodies, our spirits, our souls, looking at chakras, maybe exploring the angelic realm and angelic messages and the relationship between the angelic realm and our life here on earth. Going into deep meditation that we combine with prayer to produce powerful communication between ourselves and the holy. And so learning about these things is not inherently bad. If they are of God, they will draw us closer to God. And so there's your litmus test. And that's how we can safely and lovingly pursue them. So I know a lot of you are probably worried, like, if I study a chakra, am I still a Christian? Can I do this and still be on a walk with Jesus? And that's what I'm here to help you navigate and to help you figure out and to help you approach all of these things with joy. So I would say a metaphysical Christian, once we become very well integrated with our Christianity and our metaphysical life, and not everyone is, and I know a lot of you are struggling with that integration. But once we have that integration, then we can approach things with a curiosity, with thoughtfulness, with joy, and we can start to transform a lot of the guilt and the shame and the questions that many of us come to this journey with. We can begin to transform those into something that will make us be of greater service to those around us. So if you're a Christian, you are called to be of service in 100,000 different ways, in the way you live your life, in the way you impact others around you. And that's what we're all called to do. I am of the belief that for those of us who are called to do so, exploring the metaphysical world can help us do that at an even deeper level and help us reach the people we are meant to reach. And I love doing this kind of work, and I love doing it by putting Jesus first in my life and then using metaphysical practices to support that love of Jesus and support that Christian walk. And when we do this, do it safely, it's really fun, right? So this should produce joy and fun. If you are feeling like that is something you want to explore, but you don't know how, that's what I'm here for. And so if you're feeling the call to explore your metaphysical self more, I would love to be able to talk to you. we all have gifts. Some people have gifts that display themselves with great ease, and they know it from the time they're a little kid. A lot of us have to really work to develop this. Everyone has to work to develop their spiritual gifts, to fine-tune them, to hone them. Everyone does. Some of us have to kind of explore a lot to find out what those gifts are, and then we find out and we're able to use those to be of service. And that's what I'm here for. So if the back of your neck is kind of like tingling right now, like right there, and you're thinking, oh, I wonder if this applies to me. If you have goosebumps all up and down you, if you're thinking, oh yeah, I am ready to know more. If you're ready to stop feeling that kind of guilt and shame for even asking these questions, then now is the right time to get in touch with me, and we can set up a time and we can talk and we can see what is next for you. I would love to talk to you. So that is what a metaphysical Christian is and more. I'm sure there is more to that definition that we will continue to add. Let me know how I can be of service to you. Talk to you soon. Bye.